What's up everyone, how are you all doing? Sort of flick the camera on for this because I know a few people get quite nervous about jobs like this, and I just want to show you how easy it is. All we're doing is changing out the front brake lines because obviously it failed the MOT. There's this guy here. It's not the actual flexi that's gone, there's a connection just there. It's from there and it just goes round, and there's a join just underneath here which I'm going to tap into. So I've just got to replace this section, but you can see that yellow, that's where the MOT guys chalked it. Yeah, that's just all peeling apart, look, so we're going to swap that out. And yeah, I've already done the rears. I didn't bother filming it. It was an absolute mission trying to get the camera under here and stuff, but you can see here, look, see the copper sections there. I've replaced one entire brake line all the way down, and the second one that was actually in good nick, so all I had to do was replace the end bit here where it was corroded, cleaned all that off, and then just used the existing part. This kind of job is so easy, there's no sense really in taking it to the dealership or to a garage because you're just wasting your money. But yeah, let's carry on with this now. I'm sort of halfway through it, obviously I already got the wheel off, but yeah, I'll see what I can film without trashing my camera. You can see it is a bit of a ball ache getting under, but once you're here, not too bad. Right, see that join there? That's what we're doing now. Let's just prop the camera up with the spanner, as you know. I know the camera angle's probably rubbish, but this is why I didn't bother filming the back, because it's one of those jobs where you just want to get it done quick, not mess around all day doing different bloody camera angles and stuff. We've already run into a snag. That's fantastic. Can't get that bloody bolt out. So try and get these grips on it for now. Probably going to end up needing to get heat on this, I think. Not going to be reusing obviously the bolt itself, so it doesn't really matter if I chew it up, but let's just try and... Oh, no. Why is nothing ever smooth, eh? Why? Should we heat it up? I think we should. Let's go get the blowtorch. Alright, hopefully you can sort of see what's happening. I'm just going to be heating up the outside part of this bolt, just to try and make it expand a little bit. It should. I'm a bit scared to do it too much because of obviously the rubber flexi. I don't want it getting too hot and end up breaking, because then I'm going to have to replace that as well, which I don't really want to do. Come on. Oh, the old thing's turning now. I need to go get a span. God, this is on real bloody tool. There we go, got it. This is the hardest bit. I mean, making the new one and putting it back on will be easy peasy. Oh, this thing is wrecked. You know what, I might just make my life easier here and just cut the bloody thing off. Right, let's get in here. Just going to cut this off at the bottom. There we go, now we can pop the old one out. Oh, I think I've just pulled the tissue out the other side as well. Oh, I have. It's going to be pissing out everywhere then. Right, so now I should just be able to undo this with the spanner. Yep. Sorry if you can't see what I'm doing, but there isn't really much options for camera angles at this point. There we go, see, there's the end. Now we've got that off. Now we've got this off, we just need to go make a new one. That's just where I cut it off, see? Right, to the garage. Right, sort this out then. So, got this little clip here that we're going to need to replace onto the new one, that one as well. Okay, really straightforward. This is all you need. There's a little kit. This guy here, these come in all different sort of things, but they all do the same thing. It's just a pipe bender. Has a new tubing, and then you need a flaring kit, which is this guy here. Not expensive, I think it's probably like, in fact I bought this and this all as a pack. I think it was about 35 quid or something on eBay. And you get a little pipe cutter with it as well. So all we've got to do basically is copy this. This is quite a, might need a different way to do that one, because that's going to be too big. We'll figure it out, I'll set them aside for a minute. Now I'm just trying to guesstimate how much tubing we need. So, let's see, about there to there to, let's give it a bit extra, so say to there. If you've never used a pipe cutter before, it's really simple. You just loosen it off. All it is two wheels with a little blade in the middle. Pop that in there like that, and just cinch that down. And you just give it a whirl like that. Tighten it up a bit more. Give it another spin. Just keep doing that basically so it goes all the way through. It's better not to squeeze down on this too hard, because you don't want to compress the pipe. You just want to take your time, make a nice clean cut. It's going to have a slight burr on it anyway, which we'll have to clean off. There we go, it's just come off there, look, see. That's probably not in focus, but yeah. Set this out of the way. So you got a small burr in there, we're just going to clean that off. Just with, doesn't really matter to be honest, just something sharp to pop that out with. Okay. Right, let's make this first bend on the edge here. It's quite a tight bend. I don't know if this is going to do it very well, but we'll see. It's quite easy to use, look, you just pop that in there like that, and then you rest it down on there. So this is a 90-degree bend, and then you just simply pull the tool like so, and that's it. That is essentially it. We're going to have to trim that a little bit just to make it exactly the same, but for a start that will do nicely. This guy here, it's another 90-degree, but it's offset slightly at an angle, so we need to bear that in mind when we do it. So the best way to do this, line your sort of parts up like that, get it so it's roughly in the same place. It doesn't need to be exact because obviously you can bend the copper a little bit after, but you want to try and get it as near as you can first try. I'm going to pickle it, there we go. Okay, so about like that, and then we're going to bend that way. Oh, this is hard to do one-handed. See that? There we go. It's not quite 90 degrees actually, it's just off. So that'll do. Tad more. Right. There we go, so there's the two bends. And now it sort of angles down here slightly. So some things you've got to bear in mind, like the ends, if you need to slide them on, if you're doing some dodgy bends or whatever. You don't want to do it all and then realise that you can't get those bits on, because that's a kick in the balls. Right. So now, got this bend here. Now you never want to just bend it. You always want to use the proper tool, because otherwise you could kink it and then your fluid won't pass through properly and then it's basically scrap. So make sure you do a proper job. After all, it is your brakes and they are quite important. So I always struggle to get my head around this tool, which way it's going to be bending. Is that what we're after? I think so. Just get that in position there. Okay. Same again, we'll just lay our piece next to it. We'll get the rough spot, which is about where it is. Then we're just going to bend like that. A tiny bit more. That should be it. Yeah, we're about there. And we've got this one here, and then one more at the top. Again, look, if we flatten them down, this is off to a skewed angle as well. Should be able to figure it out. There we go, okay. That's it. And we're just going to bend this one up another 90 degree, that's it. So it's not perfect, it's a little bit off, but you're never going to get it absolutely perfect because I'm not a machine. So as long as I can make it fit, then we're alright. And this one comes across. You've just got to account for the length on here as well, obviously where I've cut it. Right, last bend now. About right, I think so. Another 90 degree. That one's probably a bit longer than it needs to be, but I don't know, about right. So it's not an exact science, but right. So now what we need to do, just trim off the end of here, the excess. That's this one. And remember to leave a little bit for the flare as well, which I'll show you in a moment. I think we're just going to leave a couple of mil extra, just so we can make sure we get the end pieces back on. Which hopefully we can. Bear in mind guys, I am not a professional at this. This is just how I'm doing it, and it's worked for me so far, and I've not managed to kill myself. It's also passed MOTs with this method, so I assume it's correct. If there is any pointers that you guys have got for me, then please feel free to share them. Just post them in the comments, because I read all of them. So if you take it really easy, you hardly get a burr at all. Right, so now we need to put the two end pieces on. Now, I've not got brand new ones, but I've cleaned these ones up, and they should do the job, hopefully. Because I put brand new ones on the rear. So, let's do this one first. So your end piece goes on like this. Hopefully we should just have enough room. This is the first part of the tool. This is just like a clamp that sort of holds it all in place. Yeah, see. Now the way you line it up, this is the actual flaring piece. You see how it's got this pin? So getting your tube height, you just got to make sure that it's not more than that pin, otherwise you're going to end up messing it all up. There you go, you get a better shot there, let's see. So you just line that up with that, and then clamp your tool down, just like this. It needs to be quite tight, but you don't want to over tighten this because you'll squash your pipe. And then you're going to be starting again. So now that that's in place, just double check that. Yeah, that's perfect. I just need to clean the end of this out a little bit more. Oh no, we're alright. So you pop that in there, like that. And then you take your clamp. Slide that over. And there's a little indentation on the end of there, you just pop the pin into there. Screw it down. And that's it, and we're going to need a socket to... Is that the right one? No. So now we're just going to gently squeeze down on this, and this is going to flare the end of our tubing so that the piece can't come off. Just crack that back off. Let's take this out first actually. Normally gets a little bit stuck, but just gently ease it out like that. You see, look, there's our nice perfect flare. Loosen off this. And there we go, look. See, I've marked the copper, but it's not squashed it too much, so it should be alright. And then this guy just butts up against that. And that is your new join. And there we go, see? Same as the original, just about. Good enough, anyway. So I've just got to do the exact same thing on this side now. And then get it back on the van. Bear in mind, guys, things like this, I mean, before I got this van I didn't know how to do this. I just sort of, through necessity, you know, YouTubed it, and learned, because it's the little jobs like this, you know, you just think, oh, I'll just go to the garage, can't really be bothered. Apologies about the noise, and the lawn's being cut, hopefully it's not too bad. But yeah, like, before you know it, just starts adding up, and then all of a sudden, you know, you're a grand in on jobs that you could have done yourself, really. Just a little bit of time, a bit of patience, You just take your time with it, you know, there's no rush. It's not a race. Just make sure you do it right, basically. And if you do mess it up, then I mean, you get loads of that copper tubing. It's not the end of the world. You just cut your join off and start again. It's all learning, isn't it? But it's doing jobs like these that, you know, when your van decides to break down on the road, you feel much more confident attacking whatever problem rather than just being stuck in the middle of nowhere. There we go, and that's it. There's our 2 brand new joins. Well, brand new tubing anyway. That's what matters, because that's what goes bad. Right. Yeah. So we just need to pop that through there. So it probably, well, it's not bad. It's not a bad fit. I can live with that. Let's just get this guy screwed in. Well, hopefully this join here isn't too rubbish. No doubt, being an IVECO, just replacing that bit will be nice and expensive. Let's just see how that's going to go in. I don't want to cross thread these, obviously. Just do it nice and steady. Make sure that you're lined up properly and just pop it in like that. I hope you guys can see this, but it's just screwing up a bolt anyway. Oh, if you're looking for an update on the heater as well, it's semi-installed. Well, it's yeah, pretty much installed in the van. I didn't film it because it's one of those jobs where it took me all day to do it. I was just sort of making it up as I go along, kind of thing. And you know, sometimes that's just how you have to work. It is with me anyway. Right, let's not do this too tight actually, because we might need to twist it a bit. Pop underneath to the other side. There we go. You can see, you can't see. Now you can see. That's the new connected on that side. I just need to wipe it all off, so I can double check that it's not leaking once we start bleeding it, but that's all done up nice. Should be okay. Alright, we can just cinch this side down properly now. Let's see, it's weeping out a little bit just because it's not done up, but that will soon pass. All you're doing, you don't want to over tighten it, you just squashing the that little flare, squashing it against the join. I'd say that's about it. Just give that a quick wipe off. Just get rid of the excess. Yeah. You guys probably can't see what the hell I'm doing, can you? Just pop that on there. And try and get into this. Right, this is a bit of a mission. I've had a few questions, or a lot of questions actually, about the tyres, about what size they are and everything. I mean, well, just for a start off, they are absolutely massive. They're the biggest ones that would fit on this van without rubbing. I mean, you can see here the clearance on this plastic isn't a lot, but it's enough. The exact size: 235, 75, 15, Remember your low rating. These are enough. I think these are a ton per tyre, which is plenty. They're actually more than what was on it originally. So if you're worried about the weighting, it's fine. The brand is Kumo Road Venture, and they are the MT51s. So yeah. If you want to be like me and put absolutely ridiculous wheels on your van, then they're the ones. Alright, get onto the bleeding now. This bit's really easy. So there's two ways to go about doing this. If you're doing it on your own, you can use like a vacuum pump. So this is the bleed nipple just here, which you can't get off. There we go. So that little nipple there, that's where the fluid's going to be coming out of. Yeah, if you have the vacuum pump, you just pop that on and then undo this, and it just sucks it all through, and it's easier. But I don't have one of them, so I've got to get someone to help me. All you have to do is go inside. There's one person inside, and then I'll be out here. And when I say pump, they're going to pump the brake pedal all the way down and keep pumping, and then I'll say hold, and they will hold the pedal down like this. I'll undo this nipple, the fluid will come out. I'll close the nipple. This is all while the pedal's being held down, and then I'll say pump again, and they'll do it like that, and just keep repeating that process until all the air has come out of here. Because obviously doing this repair, that tube's full of air, and we've probably got some in from down there, so you need to get all of that out, because otherwise your brakes won't work basically. And the main thing to do, so your reservoir is up here in the front. Main thing to do is not let this get empty, because otherwise you're just going to suck air down here, and it's just, you're going to have to start again basically. But yeah, it is honestly very simple. Oh, making a right mess here. But that's the main thing, just don't let that get empty, so just keep checking it, topping it up. Oh, and you need to catch the fluid. I just sort of bodged this. Just a little carton, some tube going in it. You just pop that on there like that, and then as your fluid's coming out, it'll catch in there and not just go all over the floor obviously. So yeah, let's get to it. Yeah, just pump it and then, alright, hold it. That's that. There we go. Fucking spanner don't fit. Alright, pump. And hold. Pump. Hold. Sealed it. Get a few pumps, see how it feels. See if it... Ah, they must have all come out at the start then, they didn't see it. Yeah, that'll do then, Tom. There you go, that's it. Job done.